Kendrick Bourne from the San Francisco 49ers. You're watching the Niners All Day Show. What up, Bronze? What up, Dre? Let's get it, man. Yee!
Yo, what's going on? It's your guy, Fran 49er. This is Grant Cohn. Tuning in to Niners All Day. Haven't seen you guys in a while. What's going on, Grant? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, Trey. How you doing?
I'm all right, bro. I'm all right, man. First off, I want to say shout out to all of the Patreon members, all the subscribers. Anybody who's tuning in, go ahead and press that like, press that thumbs down. It doesn't matter, as long as I have your view, that's all that matters. Right. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. First thing I want to talk about is Takk McKinley.
Okay.
We basically seen the same thing happen with Ziggy Ansah. We brought him in for a physical. It was at the beginning of the season. He didn't pass his physical. Nick Bosa, Solomon Thomas, they got injured. We brought the guy in and we signed him to a contract. He gets injured and he tears his bicep in the first game. Yeah. Do you think this was kind of the same situation with Takk McKinley?
I think it's a little different because it's at the end of the year. And I think if they had gotten Takk McKinley at the beginning, they might have passed his physical. But the way it is now, if they passed his physical, he might not play this year because there's only 6 weeks left. And then they'd have to pay him some money. They'd have to pay him a cool chunk of change. And I don't think they want to do that for a bunch of reasons. So I'm sure they brought him in. They got to know him. They got him feel like, you're coming back to Richmond, coming back to the Bay. And then like, hey, by the way, we can't keep you. But in the offseason, keep us in mind. We would like you. I think that's kind of what they're thinking.
Yeah. I mean, do you have any idea what the injury was?
Groin.
It was groin. It must be pretty bad, man. I mean, we've seen numerous players. Jaquaski Tartt, his groin is bad. We've seen Jamal Adams. He missed like 5 or 6 games, and he hasn't been good at all ever since he's been back. So that groin could be a serious injury.
Have you ever hurt your groin before? It lingers.
Actually, yeah, bro. I've never hurt my groin. I've had the hamstring, I've had the calf, but I've never had a groin.
It's similar. It's hard to accelerate when you want to go. You always feel like you're gonna feel it, and it slows you down. It's tough.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, man. Let's talk about this COVID list. Eric Armstead, Javon Kinlaw, Kendrick Bourne. Have you heard anything about those guys and if they're going to be available next Sunday?
No, I haven't heard anything. Just from the pattern of what's been happening with the Niners, no player has had this linger with them. They've all seemed to have recovered quickly, and I don't know even which one of them have it and which one I've just been in close contact. So I think you could probably argue that this is the best possible timing to get it during a bye week, to have a little mini outbreak, and then people should be back by Wednesday if they test negative a couple of times.
Yeah, and so we've had conversations that we said, man, we like how stuff does not leak out of the franchise, but right now it's getting kind of irritating because you do not get a clear answer. Like on most teams, they'll say this guy tested positive or this coach tested positive. With the Niners, they'll just say add it to the COVID list. You know what I mean? Right. So you don't know if it's contact tracing. You don't know if somebody's been exposed to COVID. You don't know if they actually have COVID, right?
Right.
And they did it with Kendrick Bourne and Trey. I mean, we lost 3 starters due to a false positive. And then after the game, that following Monday, then it comes up, oh, yeah, we put them on a COVID list. So I don't know. It's real confusing. I don't know what's going on in the franchise.
I think they're not supposed to say what's going on with the player. Like, I think the NFL prohibits them. And if you do get the information, it's leaking from like the player's friend or their agent or someone on the player side usually.
Yeah, most definitely.
Like with Zeke Elliott before the season, I think that came from his camp.
Yeah, he was pretty mad about that too.
Yes.
That's HIPAA law, man. You can get sued for that. You can go to jail for that shit.
Exactly.
So it's very serious.
So like we'll ask Kyle Shanahan and he'll be like, can I answer this? I can't answer that. But
we'll figure it out. All right, man. So you haven't been able to go to a facility, right? But you've been able to, be in Zoom meetings and stuff like that. How is the feel of the franchise right now? I mean, is it desolate? Is there still good energy in within the team, within the front office? How do you, how are you judging things?
I know, like the question is like, are they tanking? Are they packing it in? And I keep going back and forth. Like with Saleh isn't. Like if they are tanking, he hasn't gotten the memo because he's at his best right now, and the defense is playing really hard. Shanahan, I don't think he is tanking. I think he hasn't always been at his best. And I think sometimes when he doesn't have a starting quarterback, he might give himself an out. Like, I don't necessarily have to win this week. I don't have Jimmy. Right. But the fact that they tried to sign Takk McKinley, it seems like they're making kind of like, I don't want to say desperation panic moves, but they're trying to find something. I think they really do want to beat the Rams. And I think that they may have some confidence with some of these players back, but Shanahan's whole message of the team going into the bye week was, if we're going to beat the Rams, it's going to be because of the guys who've been here, like Verrett, Armstead, Ward, Warner. He tried to call out those guys. I don't know if it's going to be enough. The Niners don't seem to have much confidence right now.
Yeah, man.
They don't.
Yeah, it's really
defense
tough situation.
Does.
Yeah. It's a really tough situation to be in.
Yep.
And it goes back to Raheem Mostert and Deebo Samuel.
It does.
We've seen how much this offense changed when those guys are with the offense. I mean, it's.
You just can't expect Mullins to carry this offense. Like, he needs to be carried by the run game, right. And then if he is, you would expect maybe he could at least function. He could operate this offense, but he was never supposed to be the guy.
Yeah.
Hey, we need you to drop back 50 times, Nick.
Exactly. No, he was never supposed to be that guy. No. And when you add guys like Mostert and Deebo in there, it makes things a lot easier. Not just for him, but for Jimmy. I mean, we could argue that Deebo Samuel opens this offense up more than George Kittle when he's on the field, because we've seen it. We've seen games where George Kittle only had 2 catches, right?
Because it's a run-first offense, and he's part of the run game.
Right, exactly. He's so versatile, man. He can do so many things, right? And speaking of Deebo, Mostert, Richard Sherman, we're supposed to be getting those guys back. Mm-hmm. Is there, have you heard anything, that's saying something different, or is it a for sure that we're going to get those guys back this coming up Sunday?
I don't know if I don't know if it's a for sure. Like, what's been going on with Mostert's knee has been weird to me. They don't talk about it very much. So they said they're hopeful. I take them at their word. Okay. There has been no other indication. They say they're hopeful, but to me, what they're saying is, yes, Sherman, Mostert, and Deebo most likely will be back against the Rams, but don't expect any of them to have a full workload, because they've been out for a long time, and the Niners have gotten players hurt this year by rushing him back, and I think they're trying to stop that. I mean, look what they did with Jimmy. I think they're trying to basically not do that anymore, and I think that's the right call. Yeah.
So with Raheem, it's a little weird, because I mean, you obviously have the inside information that he was dealing with some knee problems last year, right? But ever since he's been out, it's been reported that it was a high ankle sprain. We just had an instance last week where Kyle Shanahan pulls out Nick Mullins, and he tells the media one thing, and then Nick Mullins says it was a different injury, right? So I mean, it's kind of like who are you supposed to believe? Who are you supposed to trust? Like, what the hell is really going on, man? It's really frustrating, bro. Like, is it the damn knee? Or is it the high ankle sprain? Like, which one is it?
I don't know. And it seems like when there are injuries to lower level players, the Niners just tell everything.
Right.
But when it's Jimmy or Mostert or Deebo or Nick Bosa, it's like, we don't really know. I don't know, man. That's kind of how they've been. They clam up when it's someone serious. When Mostert's back on the field, I guess I'll believe it. Until I see him on the field, I'm skeptical, because this whole injury, I didn't see him hurt it. I never saw the play where he got hurt.
Yeah. He was in the game. He was having a good ass game, and then all of a sudden, he was just out and he was standing on the sideline.
And then he's on IR. I was like, what?
What happened?
All right. So that makes me feel like it's more serious than they're letting on.
Yeah, man, that really worries me, man. So what about Deebo? How is Deebo, for sure going to play this week?
They got to be careful with him, because if it's like they keep not rushing him back, but he keeps rushing himself back because he wants to play. And it seems like he keeps hurting himself again. He's been hurt since June. He's never been fully healthy this season. So on the one hand, they're not out of it. If they could get something out of him, great. But if they bring him back too soon or rush him back, he could get hurt again. He seems like he hasn't been in the best shape. Like, when you pull a hamstring, I'm not saying he's fat or not in cardio shape. It's just he worked out by himself all offseason. All these guys were away from the Niners organization, and they worked out hard, but you don't know if they worked out properly. So they got to be careful with him. He was injury prone in college. They got to be careful with him.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just like, you know how I feel about it, bro. I would rather us lose every game than to win 8 or 9 games and not make the playoffs, to get bounced in the first round and not have a top 10 draft pick. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? Like, everybody's like, oh, we got to make the playoffs. We got to win the last 6 games. For what? We're not going to win the Super Bowl, people. Like, I don't mean to be negative, but this roster, as it is right now, is not going to win the Super Bowl. Like, what is the point? right? Like, what is the point of going into the playoffs? Like, how do you feel about that, Grant? Like, is there even a reason to, like, let's just pack it in, keep everybody on IR? Is there even a reason to continue, like, to try to win games, or let's be smart like other franchises? You see what the Dolphins are doing right now.
They didn't tank. They didn't tank though. I mean, they lost a bunch of games to start last season, and they finished the season. I think they won 5 of their final 9.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying that they tanked. What I'm saying is they have their franchise quarterback for the next 10 years, bro. You know what I mean? Like the Chargers. You look at Justin Herbert. I said that he was the best quarterback in the draft last year. A lot of people looked at me stupid. I saw him play at Sherwood High School out here. He was the best quarterback in the draft. He's very good. They're good for 10 years. Look at Cincinnati. I send my prayers out to Joe Burrow. He was just carted off the field right now about 5 minutes ago. That sucks. But they have the quarterback for the next 10 years. Yeah, bro. He was carted off the field. You know what I mean?
What happened?
I don't know exactly. I was just looking at
my question with him, man. Durability, because he's an improviser and he's not athletic enough to do that in the NFL. That was my question with him. Oof. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. Okay, so the question is tanking in the NFL. It's the right move in basketball every time. You cannot be 500 in basketball. Okay. And tanking in basketball is easy to do. You just kind of bring in your G League guys and you say, here's an opportunity to play, and you lose. Right. In football's a combat sport. Football, to lose on purpose, someone has to go out there and take those hits. And I feel bad for them to ask them to go out and like block and tackle and put your career on the line when not everyone is sold out to win. It's a different sport, and it makes me uncomfortable. I would hate to, as a head coach, to tell 53 guys, yo, you need to fight today, but we're going to lose on purpose.
So
it's hard. It's tough.
All right. So what? So is it really losing on purpose, or is it knowing that first of all, you don't have the guys that are healthy, right? We've played with over 96 players, right? You don't have the guys that are healthy. You don't have, basically do not have the guys that fill the position to be successful to make a playoff run. So is it really losing on purpose, or are you protecting yourself for the future? Are you protecting yourself, banking on you getting better for the future?
That they're doing that. Like last week when they started Takk McKinley at running back and had no viable backup, to me, that's the NFL version of tanking.
Right.
You're a run first team. You know you can't run the ball enough times to stick to your identity. Exactly. And you don't sign a guy like Jordan Howard, who's at least a body.
Who got cut by the Dolphins, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's 26. Right. He's been to the Pro Bowl. He's a body. You don't trust your Michael Hasty? Bring in Jordan Howard, and you don't.
Exactly.
So to me, that tells me you're not 100% sold out to win at all costs.
Right.
If you were, running back's the easiest position to fill. There's dozens of guys on the street who can still play.
Yeah.
And you weren't interested. You were like, let's just roll with Takk McKinley and see what happens. And they've done that twice this year.
Yeah.
Against Philly and last week. So, hey, man, you got a point. All I'm saying is, if that's what's going on, it's like Kyle's secret, because the defense hasn't gotten the memo. They're still playing super freaking hard. And Robert Saleh's coaching for a head coaching job. He's trying to get that head coaching job.
Yeah. And,
that's a Shanahan thing if it's happening. And it's a good question, man. It's a valid question.
Right. Yeah, because it was like Takk McKinley had like 20 touches last week. And, bro, I swear, am I wrong, Grant? Or did it seem like 50% of those touches he was hitting the backfield? Am I wrong? Or
he had like 17 touches in the first half. It's like, I got to think that every time he got the ball, the Saints were like, yes.
And they were, and they continued to feed him the ball. And it's like, you clearly see he has no pop in his leg. And then as soon as you seen Austin Water come in the game, I was happy. I was like, oh, there's a guy who hits the hole. There's a guy who's not afraid of contact. There's a guy who could press down on his leg and get upfield.
Thank you.
I was so pissed. They just kept on giving the ball to Takk McKinley. Oh, let's do I don't know, bro.
Hey, you bring up a good point, man. You make a good case for tanking. I can't justify what the hell that was. And I think it starts way before this last game. The fact that Takk McKinley made the team over Savon Ahmed. If you were really paying attention, Kyle, you should have seen that.
Grant, remember in the offseason, bro, when we talked about it, I said he's from the University of Washington. I've seen this kid play. They run the zone stretch scheme in Washington. He runs a 4-3. He's going to be the best. And then everybody said to Michael Hasty, and look now.
Hasty looks cool in practice because he makes a bunch of jump cuts. Savon Ahmed's like Mostert. He's not making a bunch of cuts.
Bye-bye.
He's just running 80-yard touchdowns, and like you can't see it in practice. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's two-hand touch. He finishes his run. It's like, well, was he tackled? Was he not? I don't know.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, that was really frustrating too. Now the Dolphins have, 2 starting caliber running backs that were with the 49ers.
Yeah. To me, Shanahan has not been at his best. He got a 6-year deal this year, and he just didn't have the same level of laser focus that he had last year. Because last year was one of the best coaching jobs I've seen.
Yeah, bro. I was like, good Lord, man, Savannah. And I seen him and it's like, yeah, Savannah Ahmed has a breakout game. And I'm like, see, there it goes. That's what happens. That's what happens with us. Like, other guys get the goods. You know what I mean?
If they had Savannah Ahmed against the Saints, they might have won that game.
They might have won the game.
They might have won that game. And it's weird that the Niners are losing games like that because of reasons like that. It's like,
it's like the team that you're playing doesn't have over 200 combined yards, and you get 3 turnovers in their red zone, and they score 3 touchdowns in their red zone. It's like that's the type of games that we're losing. Like,
yeah. So that they like that, I wonder if they're tanking too. I don't know.
Yeah,
because look,
it's ridiculous.
Think about this way. Most coaches wouldn't tank in the NFL because it's not for long. That's what they say. But if you have a 6-year contract, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. And you're not going to find a better – I don't care what anybody says. You're not going to find a better head coach than Kyle Shanahan right now.
He's free to tank. He can do it if he wants to.
Yeah.
Now, Tomlin doesn't do that. I kind of like the whole
because
thing
Mike Tomlin knows how to put together a defense, bro. If you notice, every year they have an elite defense, right?
He
does.
Just
like last year. Like, okay,
they're
we know
a
we
good
don't
organization.
Have right.
They couldn't lose 10 games in a season if they tried. They're just too solid.
Yeah, they're solid.
Way too solid.
Tomlin's probably – man, he's up
and
there.
to me, like a premier organization with a premier head coach shouldn't fall apart. Like, you should be able to have that type of Pittsburgh level mediocrity when everything falls apart. Just, I don't know. That shows like your culture and stuff like that. And the Niners might have that. I mean, they're not out of it yet. And I kind of like that they're still fighting.
Yeah,
I like it.
Bro, one thing I can say is in every single game this season, we've been in the game.
Hell yeah.
I mean, there was only one game, and that was the Miami Dolphin game. I don't know what the hell happened. If they – I don't know. Yeah.
Ryan Allen. Yep.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what happened that game, but it's just like every game we have been very competitive when we've been in the game. It's like,
also,
okay,
Miami's good.
This might work.
Miami's good.
I try telling people. Kyle Benoit,
like them.
They got a lot of guys, man. They got a lot of guys. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo, right?
Okay.
So it comes out. You were one of the people I've seen this from, right? It comes out that Jimmy Garoppolo has a no trade clause in 2021. He has to accept the trade.
God, he's got some leverage. God.
Hey, bro. He has Parag, Kyle, Jed York by the balls, right? He's crunching them in his hands right now. You know what I'm saying? He's crunching them in his hands right now, right?
No, I don't think I like that trade. Sorry, guys. Try again. I don't think I like that one. Let you go work on another one. Nah. Sorry. In fact, he can pretty much veto anything but New England if that's what he wants.
Yeah.
He wants to go back to New England?
Yeah.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah. He can veto anything.
Their trade offer? Then cut me and I'll go sign over there. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So do you know – so – all right, if we trade him, somebody else takes on this contract, right? But if we cut him, do you know what the dead cap is on this contract?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I can get that for you.
Let's go.
I see. That's why I think they want him to play. It's like, all right, you
sure.
Honest, then you better play the last couple of weeks and risk it all.
Right.
Help us into the playoffs. Yeah. All right. So if they cut him next year, it is just $2.8 million in dead cap. Easy.
Oh, so we still save 24, 25 million.
One way or another.
He's gone, bro. He's gone. Yeah. So, I mean, you kind of have to respect that Kyle Shanahan isn't a guy who's going to throw his quarterback under the bus, right? Because there's coaches like Bruce Arians who will say, "Yeah, it's on him." Yeah, right. Yeah. There's like BA. It was on him. I don't know. You gotta ask Tom. You know what I mean? Right. All the way back to Carson Palmer, right? Yeah. There's a lot of head coaches out there that Bill Belichick. Tom's got to play better. There's, I respect that about Kyle Shanahan that he wouldn't throw his quarterback, his number one quarterback right now under the bus in public. But it's just like, come on, Kyle. We all see it. We know you want him gone. We want him gone too. Yeah. We over Jimmy. The Jimmy G experience.
Someone asked him a couple of weeks ago, like, is it tough to evaluate Jimmy Garoppolo given all this stuff? And Kyle's like, no, like, I think I know exactly who Jimmy Garoppolo is. It's like, oh, okay, well. That's all you need to know. He's like, nah, I don't have any problem evaluating Jimmy. I know who Jimmy is. Like,
exactly. Exactly. He's Mr. Checkdown. He's Alex Smith 2.0. I mean, he's not even Alex Smith because Alex Smith, he was able to be able to go downfield. He is.
My question with Jimmy is now his toughness. He's gotten hurt a few times, and when he's on the field, I feel like he's like protecting himself, which is the end of your career. That's the end. He's protecting I think he needs some time on the bench just to like heal his mind, heal his body, get over that, because he looks like he's a little scared out there, man. Does he not?
I mean, yeah, he does, bro. Because last year we seen many games where he stood in the pocket, delivered the ball, and got smacked in the mouth.
I think he's lost his taste for those hits. And the thing is, once you get 20, 30, 40 million in your bank account, why would you take those hits? I mean, you got to really love football at that point. And I just don't know what he's like. You got to really love it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take those hits.
I mean, I guess that's what separates the good quarterbacks from the great ones, bro. Yeah.
Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning all had this they had to be perfect. They were driven by the pursuit of perfection. Most people aren't, man. Most people are driven by the pursuit of money.
Right.
I don't even know what I am. If I got 20 million in my bank account, would I do things differently? I don't know. We'll have to see it when it gets there. But yeah, dude, it changes you to get around.
If I get 20 million, I'm doing shit differently. You know what I'm talking about?
That's what I'm saying. I can't really knock
change. Yeah.
If I were 29 and I woke up, I was like, do I need to get this concussion next week? Maybe not.
Right.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just frustrating, man. So, I mean, did Jimmy sell us a dream? Like should we feel guilty for believing in Jimmy Garoppolo all of this time?
I think the lesson learned here is don't give a guy a $125 million contract after 7 starts.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it helps his development. Because what you're telling him is that you don't need to develop.
You made it.
You made it. 7 starts. You're good. It's like
exactly.
You haven't. You don't have any experience. Like it's going to be a rocky road. I think you can't do that. They jumped the gun with Kaepernick. It was a season and a half. I think it was 18 starts or something like that. They jumped the gun with Jimmy. Wait. Use the franchise tag.
The thing that I feel bad about Cap is like there was like 5 players who retired like out of nowhere, right? Because when Harbaugh left, they're like, yeah, we're done. We can't deal with Balky, right? Yeah. So I think I feel bad for Cap in that position because he, didn't have the players around him. And then Dante Whitner, everybody, Deshaun Golson, everybody got paid.
It's not Cap's fault. Here's what the Niners do with the quarterback. They want to save money. They want to structure the contract so it's team friendly and they can get out of it. So they give it to the player too early. Right. Instead of waiting until he becomes a bona fide elite Pro Bowler, they'll give it to him early.
Hold on, bro. Here, we'll hold on real quick, bro. There will be no Kaepernick disrespect in my chat. Like you.
Yeah, it's not about Kaepernick. I'm talking about Parag.
No, not you, bro. I'm talking to there will be no Cap disrespect.
This is not a Kaepernick slander session. Exactly. I'm talking about a Niners pattern. They give it to the quarterback early and they say, here, you're the highest paid player in the league, technically, but we can get out of this after year 2, And then when the quarterback signs that, I think it undercuts his leadership on the team. Everyone's like, well, you may not even be here in 2 years. They're not committed to you. How do you lead at that point?
Exactly. Yeah. It sucks, man. And like we said before, man, there's a lot of wide receivers in that wide receiver room that are like they feel just like Cal does. Like Jimmy, I wanted it to work, Jimmy, but it's not working. Right? It's not.
It may work for him back in New England, but it's not going to work here.
It's not going to work here. It's not going to work. It's clearly not going to work here. I mean, just watching this Falcons game, like it feels so good where you can have a quarterback that can make every throw. Matt Ryan can make every throw. He can, bro.
He really can.
He can.
And what is that Kirk Cousins can make every throw. You know what I mean? Like with Jimmy right now, he used to be able to make every throw, but he's broken. He's hurt and he's mentally broken. He needs to do the Ryan Tannehill thing, man. He needs to sit.
Okay. I guess somebody. Okay. Whatever your name is, Tyler Taylor. Since I'm sensitive, get him out of here. Get your ass out of here.
That's how you feel about that, Tyler Taylor?
Yeah. Oh, Al, don't worry, bro. I got him. All right. Okay, bro. So let's dig into the quarterbacks in the draft.
Right. It's my favorite topic, man. I love this.
All right. So
I like these quarterbacks too.
All right. So I sat down and I watched Trask. I watched him, bro. Who he reminds me of?
Tell me.
There's a quarterback back in the day who won multiple national championships. He had Willis McGahee, then he had Frank Gore.
Oh, you're going to Ken Dorsey?
Yes. Nothing special. He has some good weapons around him, but nothing
Trask
special.
does have a good tight end. He does have a Jeremy Shockey level tight end.
He's probably the best tight end in the nation. Besides,
he might go ahead of Trask. Pitts might go ahead of Trask. Yeah,
he might. Right.
Hey,
so it's crazy.
Okay.
All right. I mean,
that's a fair point.
Good.
I actually like Trask, and I like Zach Wilson too. I like Trey Lance. I love Trevor Lawrence. Only guy that I question is Fields, and not because of who he is or his athleticism.
That Indiana
it's just
defense,
Ohio State thing, man. He made he should have went anywhere else.
Hey,
they don't prepare you for the NFL.
They don't. That. It's DBU. It's defensive NU. It's running back.
Or the running backs.
Not quarterback U. It's most definitely, bro. And the thing about Fields is what I seen yesterday is when he plays and he gets challenged, he starts to unwind a little bit. Right. He starts to make bad decisions. He's never going to be challenged
in the Big Ten. It's like playing Madden on rookie. It's so easy to be a quarterback at Ohio State. You're in the Big Ten. You have all your weapons are better than the people that are guarding them.
Yep.
It's just easy.
Yep. And Indiana gave him problems. He was sacked multiple times. He threw 3 interceptions. He had two interceptions in the first half. And, he's a little bit of a showboater, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's cool. He's a little bit of a showboater. But it's like, bro, you're having a really bad game and you're celebrating after you run in a touchdown. It's just like, I don't – Jeff Fields, he might need to stay, as long as possible. You know what I mean? If he comes out next year, it's going to be tough on that kid, man.
He's the only one I question. The other 4, I like all of them. And we don't need to talk about Trevor Lawrence. He's just not in the discussion.
Right.
But should we talk Trask first or Zach? Let's talk Trask.
All right. So, because you did a huge scouting report on Trask.
So I could be wrong. I mean, scouting quarterbacks is really hard. But what I like about Trask is that, to me, he has the highest floor of the quarterbacks. Right. He's in the SEC, and he's not at Alabama, which means he's at a good school, and he's got Pitts, but he's not at a powerhouse. Like, he's in a very competitive conference. And what you see is, look at the pockets he's in. They're not super clean like Justin.
They're not. I will give you that. He does make stuff happen.
I like that. He has experience in NFL-style pockets. Right. He keeps his eyes downfield when he's under pressure. He takes hits. He's tough. Those are all translatable traits. Toughness. Like, a lot of guys can throw a good ball. Jared Goff. No one throws a better ball than Jared Goff, but he has
tough. A beautiful arm. He does. He does.
But he's not tapping that cap. Like, anytime he's under pressure, it's like, well, who cares about his arm? Trask isn't like that. Also, I think he is smart. I think he does a lot of work before the snap and reads a defense pretty well. He doesn't have the strongest arm, but it's not weak and accurate. Exactly. So he may not be Kyler Murray. He may never be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, but I think his floor is super high, and you can see him do a lot of NFL things right now.
So basically, you're saying that this kid has the intangibles of a starting NFL quarterback in the future. He might not jump off the screen. There's a few throws that he made. I was like, that was a pretty good throw, right?
Very accurate, dude.
Under pressure, right?
Very accurate under pressure. Dude, he reminds me of Ben a little bit. I mean, he's mobile enough.
Okay, yeah.
He wants to hang in the pocket. It's a throw down.
Right.
He's not going to be an all-time great. And I'm not saying this kid's going to be an all-time great, but that's the style.
Yeah. And you know what? I didn't realize how big that kid is. Kyle Trask is huge. He's big,
he's under center. He does play action. He could start right away for this team. On the Niners, I think he'd be great. On another team, I don't know.
Right.
But on the Niners, I think
with this type of offense, All right. Let's talk about Trey Lance. He's the only person I haven't gotten to see. I haven't got to see him play in a live game yet.
He doesn't play much. He's shut himself down. He's only started 13 games since high school.
So basically, so he's not playing anymore this season. He shut himself down.
Yeah, he's getting ready for the draft. All right, dude. So he's a one-year wonder. He played at North Dakota State. Hell of an athlete. I like him. I just don't know if he can start right away in the NFL. He might have to sit on the bench for a while.
And that's kind of scary. I mean, they produced Carson Wentz, but Carson Wentz won like two national championships back to back, and I think it's a Division I AA, right? They won. He went back to back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like he has some specialness to him now, right?
Nice.
And,
I like him.
And like we said before, Division I AA or the D2, don't get it messed up. there's some guys who are really good over there. They just didn't have high enough SATs or the grades, or they had some character issues. But there's some really good ballers over there. Right?
I think it's actually even better to have a kid from a small school than Ohio State, because his weapons aren't great. He's not going up against great defenses, but his run game isn't special. His offensive line isn't special. His receivers aren't special. Kind of even the playing field.
Yeah. I mean, look at you just said Big Ben, bro. What was he? Miami, Ohio?
Miami of Ohio. Yes.
Who would ever thought? You know what I mean?
And that prepared him better for the NFL than Ohio State would have.
Right. It is.
You know what I'm saying? He had to be under pressure. He had to take hits. He had to throw into coverage. Yeah. So I like Trey Lance. My question with him just is experience. I think quarterback is a position of reps. The more reps you get, the better you are. And he hasn't had them. So he might have to sit on the bench for half a season or a season, but that's still not a reason not to take him. If you think he can be special, Kyle has a 6-year contract. Take your time.
Hey, bro, Noah Johnson. I might have to invite you on the show. It sounds like you have a lot.
Wow.
6 FCS quarterbacks drafted in the first round since 1978 have been to 5 Super Bowls and won 4.
Can you name them? I'd like to know.
Hey, that is a great.
It's a great stat.
Hit me on Twitter, man. That is a great stat.
I like Trey Lance. If the Niners take Trey Lance, A+. If they take Zach Wilson, A+.
All right, let's talk
A+.
Let's talk about Zach.
Let's talk about Zach. Zach is the most fun of them to watch. Zach moves and plays like Patrick Mahomes.
Bro.
He makes those he play a little bit like Aaron Rodgers too. The snap throws downfield, so easy.
Bro.
Like Aaron Rodgers.
Dude. Bro, did you see that ball where he evaded the pocket, ran to the left, set up, threw it, and dropped it right over? I mean, the ball was like this over the quarterback's head into the
He's a special athlete, man. I like him. But he's not Kyler Murray. So he's not on that spectrum.
He's not.
He's very good.
But he probably run a 4. I think he run a 4.4. So he really? Close. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I love this kid.
Yeah.
The only reason that I would currently rate Trask ahead of him isn't that Trask is a better athlete, because
he's in a better conference. That's true.
It's just that I have fewer questions. I can see Trask do more things that are NFL, like with Wilson. He doesn't face a lot of pressure, and that's not his fault.
That's true. That's true.
Not his fault. So my question is, you can't really gauge his toughness. He may be tough, but it's hard to gauge it. It's just hard to see. And then the other thing is his style of play, the way he runs around. Can he pull it off in the NFL? Because if not, he's going to get hurt.
Right.
So those are my only questions: toughness and durability. If he can check those boxes, he's going to be a Pro Bowler. Love that.
Yeah, bro. He's the kid. You know, it's. I don't want to sound like a homer, but when you watch him, you enjoy it. It's fun.
It's fun.
It brings fun back to the game, bro. It's like, he's doing something that's out of the norm. He's making passes across his body, looking like Patrick Mahomes.
He's having fun. He's having fun,
bro.
And that was Steve Young. For the older Niner fans, people like us who grew up rooting for the Niners in the 90s, we love Steve Young because he was like Steph Curry. He always had the smile on his face. He was enjoying himself and making football seem like it was not the brutal sport that it is.
Exactly.
Very few people enjoy football like that anymore.
Yep.
Zach Wilson does. I like that kid.
He does, man.
But I have a feeling he's going to end up being, the Niners may not have a chance to get Trask or those guys could both go top 5. And it may be Lance and Field who drop.
I mean, okay, so all right, bro. So can you share your screen?
Yeah.
All right, so share your screen, bro, and go to let's just go to the NFL.
I can. Oh, yes, I can. Hold on. Yes, I can.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to the NFL standings, right? And let's go to every division and every conference, and let's see the bottom 2 teams. And let's see which of those teams already have quarterbacks, right?
All right.
You know what I mean? Because maybe if we do that, we could give ourselves a chance to see where we're at currently, and if not, the guy that we really want, who could we possibly get?
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Let's.
And everybody out there, I know you guys here bubbling right now. I have the pleasure of having a lovely woman wake up and cooking me breakfast.
Wow.
And we're bubbling our potatoes right now, and we're gonna make hash browns. So if you guys hear the bubbling in the background, don't worry about it. It's just
Trey had a good night, everyone. All right, there we go. All right. So what are we looking at here? This is the NFC, and we want to see the teams that are at the worst teams who might be drafted.
Let's see the worst teams in with records that's same or worse than ours, and see if they have a quarterback.
So here we are. The Niners are 4-6 in the NFC. You got the Eagles. Don't know what they're gonna do. There's rumblings that they might try to get rid of Wentz.
Bro, they got Carson and Jalen Hurts, bro.
You're right.
Yeah.
The Falcons.
They might
get rid of Ryan, but that depends on what coach they get. That's tough. It's tough to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe in a couple of years. Panthers, no.
Nope.
Giants,
nope. Cowboys, nope. Dak.
Yeah.
Gary's gonna pay him. So out of all see, that's what I'm saying, right?
Although actually, I don't know about Washington. Washington's a wild card. They don't like Haskins. That's clear.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like we do. If you look at the teams,
let's look at AFC though. Let's look at AFC.
Right.
The Patriots 4-5. Yes,
they need a quarterback. So that's two teams: the Washington football team and the Patriots that need quarterbacks for sure. Okay, let's keep going.
Now, Denver is no.
I like Drew Lock. He just can't stay healthy.
I like Drew Lock too. Bengals no, Texans no, Chargers no, Jags yes, Jets. Jets yes.
So maybe 4 teams.
Take a guy and trade Darnold.
Right. So including us. Four teams, 4 to 5 teams, right?
Yep.
So it's just like when everybody says, "Oh, we don't have a chance at those guys." Actually, we have a really good chance to get one of those top 4 quarterbacks, bro. Like we're in the running to get one of those guys, right? Yeah. And so I just wanted to thanks for sharing your screen, bro, and doing that because everybody can see just because all of those teams are picking so low and they have bad records, most of those teams have quarterbacks already.
Yes.
Right? Yes. They've invested in the position, right? Yeah. And with Darnold, I just think Adam Gase. Once they get him out of there, I think things will possibly change, right? And have the weapons that he needs around him.
That's true. My thing with the Niners is they have to decide whether they're going to fall in love with one quarterback in particular or be patient and let someone fall to them. And I don't know what the right answer is. A lot of times people have success going and getting their guy, but the Niners have other needs. They need a big cornerback who can match up with Hopkins and Metcalf. They need offensive linemen. They may need an edge rusher. I don't know if they can afford to necessarily trade up. Maybe the best move is just it depends on what pick they have ultimately. If they have 15, maybe they just wait there and take whoever falls. Unless it's Fields. You can't, no.
I you know what, bro? Justin Fields has special traits.
Yes,
the kid is special. Yes. I watched him on Netflix. There's a series called what is it? Friday Night Lights or QB1. If you guys go to Netflix, you can watch the series QB1 and Justin Fields is on there, and that's how I knew about it before. He was like the wonder kid, you know what I mean?
He was a legend.
Yeah, exactly. He's special, right? But is he NFL ready? No.
That's the whole point. He's not NFL ready, and it's Ohio State's fault. And I guess it's his fault for
hey, bro.
Come on there. If he had just stayed at Georgia, he'd be fine.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know why he did that.
Me neither, bro. I don't, the transfer portal is crazy, and you're seeing it more and more often these days. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know why he left. Georgia, you're going to be ready for the NFL.
Leave Ohio State. That's the best thing Joe Burrow ever did.
Right. Yeah, that's true, bro. Yeah, man. So for all the people out there saying that we don't have a chance at those guys, we pretty much
they're going to get one of those guys. Yeah. Hey, maybe Trey Lance, but even if it is, you got to pull the trigger on that.
Yeah,
I'd rather have Trey Lance in his 13 college starts than any of these quarterbacks who are 25, 30 million. I just think you don't have to spend that kind of money.
You don't have to spend that kind of money. Yeah. And bro, you kept on telling me what is it? Teams that have a quarterback. Teams don't win Super Bowls that have a quarterback with a salary of 13% of. Is it over 13%?
Over 13. The only team that's ever done it is the 94 Niners. So really, you're better off staying below 10. If you're above 10, you better have Peyton Manning in his freaking prime. And even if you do, nothing's guaranteed.
Right. It's really not. Yeah, that's true, bro. Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. Unless you have if you have a quarterback that you think might be the greatest quarterback of all time, keep him. Right. Otherwise, keep drafting guys, man. I look at the quarterback position like the running back position. Both are important, but both now have an abundance of talent across the nation. It didn't used to be that way at quarterback. 10 years ago, there were 10 good quarterbacks in the world. And if you didn't have one of them, you had no chance. Now, Taysom Hill is competing today, and that guy can't even throw.
Right.
Is he not competing? When we started, he was competing. Is that game still competitive? Let me look. I mean, he didn't look that great. They're winning.
Right.
He's gonna win today. So yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, bro. It's
Meanwhile, the guy who's making $40 million has a quarterback rating of 57. So to me, it's a team sport. Quarterback's important, but just throwing money at one player doesn't guarantee you anything in the NFL.
Yeah, that's true, bro. That is true. There's something else that it really bothered me. So you trade Quan Alexander. Okay, we got that contract off the books. One of my favorite players on the team. Like, I love Quan Alexander, right? But you keep Jaquiski Tartt. You clearly can get a second or a third. You can at least a third for Jaquiski Tartt, right?
Yeah.
And he's still in the team.
I agree with that. I agree.
Like, what? Like, what? Why? What? Why?
Now let me try to figure this out. When they traded Quan, was Tartt hurt at that point?
Tartt did not play the week that we traded Quan. Correct.
That the Niners went back and forth. I think they were going to trade Tartt to Baltimore had they lost to the Patriots.
And we smacked the Patriots that week.
Smacked the Patriots and like, all right, we're not tanking. Let's stick with it and compete.
Yeah.
Then they go lose the next four in a row. And quickly Tartt gets hurt, and they even lose the opportunity to go trade him, period. So they blew it.
Yeah. I was just really confused. Like, after the Patriots game, Tartt, he came back and he played it. When he got healthy, I would have traded him. Jaquiski, if you're watching this, we've had conversations over Twitter. You still didn't give me my interview. Shout out to Vish. Vish got one. Damn it. I'm so mad. You know what I mean? But it's nothing personal, Jaquiski. If you ever come across this, it's a business, and I feel that we will be better suited to get something for you, because we're not going to sign Jaquiski Tartt next year. Like, there's so many.
I actually think he's a pretty good player, and had they traded him, they probably would have got a third. They traded Quan for a fifth. He's better than Quan.
Right. We got Quan. We traded Quan for a fifth, and Kiko Alonso, who's a pretty good linebacker. He's injury prone. Like, but
Niners had traded Tartt, then they would have had more ammunition to trade up for the quarterback that they want.
Exactly.
Now they can't.
Exactly.
I don't know what they can get for Jimmy. Can you get something for Jimmy? He's expensive and he's hurt. What value does he have in a trade? I don't know. They might have to cut him, which stinks, because last year they could have got a first for him. I bet. Tough,
okay.
Man.
Okay. We got to touch on this.
Yeah.
Because we were all told that that Bill Belichick and the Patriots offered a second, right?
I heard that they offered a first. That's what I heard. And I said this during the offseason. I heard from a well-placed source in the league that the rumor going around the league is that the Patriots offered a first and the Niners said no. That's tough, because now I don't know what they can get for him. Now, when they said no, they didn't understand that COVID was going to shut down the world and that the cap was going to come down. That's not their fault. Right. And I think a big reason they have to get rid of him now is because of the cap. But it hurts in retrospect.
It does. Like, hindsight is so 2020, bro. It's like, okay, you could have had a first-round quarterback. You could have had Tom Brady. We would have had AB and Gronkowski. Because it was clear. Brady didn't give a damn what you said. I want AB on this team, period. Or we're going to do it our way or the highway.
And Gronk. I'm bringing my guys. And it's like, well, his crew's pretty good. Like, why not? Why not? I mean, Bruce Arians figured it out. He's like, look, it's my best. Why not? Let's go with it. What are the alternatives for me? I'm 67 years old. Why not? But Kyle is thinking, man, I'm younger than Brady.
I'm Kyle Shanahan.
So we didn't do it. It's too bad.
And you know what? You have to look at how that dynamic will work. Because Tom, he'll probably come to me like, bro, I'm older than you. Like, who are you to tell me what? You know what I mean? And I Kyle is a firecracker. I don't care what nobody say. Kyle with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it might have been like this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
coach who brings in Brady has to back down to Brady. You can't. It's Brady. You brought him in for a reason. Why are you competing? And I think that happened with him and Bruce Arians right away, didn't it? Bruce Arians kind of called him out after a few games.
He's called him out he's called Tom Brady out after 3 games so far this year.
Yes.
BA, he ain't back. He an old head. He like, man, I didn't did this, bro. Like, I didn't coach you.
I coached Manning. I coached Luck. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you ain't nobody. You know what I mean? You Tom Brady, you good, but I'm gonna say what I want to. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Yep. So Shanahan. I mean, they blew it this offseason. They just blew it, but they're not done. I don't think the Super Bowl window is over. I
don't think it is.
I still think they're one of the better coach teams in the league, and they can reload next year. Now, I do think their starting quarterback next year is going to be a rookie, and no team has ever won a Super Bowl with a rookie. Doesn't mean it can't be done, but again, you give that 6-year extension to a coach, you're now back on the you're not in a win now mode. There's no pressure to win now, and I think the pressure to win now helped the team last year. It didn't hurt, and there was some pressure last year. I think every person in life responds to a little bit of pressure. It's good sometimes.
Yeah, it didn't make diamonds or bust pipes, bro.
That's right. And for Kyle, it made diamonds.
It did.
Really, and I still get it. From Jed's perspective, wouldn't you want to keep that going one more year? Or are you so afraid that you're going to upset Kyle to not give him an extension with 3 years left on the deal anyway? Are you that scared? I would just tell him.
So we have a total of 9. So it's not just a 6 year. It's a total of 9 years.
Basically on the deal, and it's I don't know, but we'll see. Look at Saleh right now. Saleh doesn't have a 6-year extension. Saleh sees the finish line. He sees the head coaching job, and he's giving it everything he's got. That's what you want. You want your guys motivated like that.
Hey, bro. Yeah. It almost makes it sound like do you think Saleh wants to leave?
I think Saleh wants to be a head coach, 100%, and I think that's fair.
Do you think he wants? Or so is it more of I want to be a head coach, or is it more of I want to leave San Francisco?
No, I don't think he wants to leave. He could have left last year. He turned down an opportunity to interview for the Michigan State head coaching job. He got unfinished business. He would have taken Cleveland. I mean, that's a good job. That's a talented team. But no, I think he wants to be a head coach, but he loves it here, and I think he feels loyal. He came back. He could have went to Michigan State, which would have been a step up. It would have been a step up the ladder. He would have got a lot of money.
He would. College coaches they've been making more money than NFL head coaches these days. If y'all haven't realized.
And it is a step to go from NFL coordinator to college head coach is a step up the ladder.
It's a huge step. It is. It is a huge step. Yeah, man.
Why would you think he wants to leave?
No, I was just because
he likes Shanahan, dude. I think they're really close.
They're
really close.
Yeah. No, I was just like it. I wasn't trying to start nothing. I was
curious. I was like, I don't know, but
No.
Well, I'm glad that you allowed me to make the case for Kyle Trask. I'm afraid that the fact that his name is so close to trash is going to be a bad omen to him, because you already know after one bad game he's going to be Kyle Trash wherever he is.
Hey, bro, I was going at Mike from Nothing But Niners this weekend. Yeah, because he likes Kyle Trask, and I was calling him Kyle Trash equals Ken Dorsey, and he's trash, right? But now that you've opened my eyes up a little bit, he's not necessarily trash, but I want transcendent, bro.
Yes, and he's not.
I want Trent, because all of the great quarterbacks right now are Trent. Deshaun Watson, right? He's transcended. Kyler, he's transcended. The guy, the Seahawks, Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Come on, man. It's just like Patrick
Mahomes. But the thing is, look, if you can get one of those guys, great. Trevor Lawrence, great. If you can't, that doesn't mean you pass on quarterbacks entirely. I mean, getting any guy who's a legit first-round prospect is a step up from what the Niners have.
Yeah, most definitely.
Kyle Trask is a physical. He's better than anything the Niners have right now.
Right.
No offense to Nick Mullins. Right. No, but seriously, Nick Mullins was undrafted. This kid is big and he's talented.
He's huge, bro.
And he's not as good as Kyler Murray, but you can put a better team around him. I mean, Kyler Murray's going to be expensive soon. Trask won't be. So you get 4 years of cheap, good quarterback play. That's the holy grail of the NFL. If you can get that, look, you're Miami.
Yeah.
You're Arizona.
Yeah. Good Lord. It's so weird watching Quan Alexander play in the Saints uniform, and all day he's been all over the field. He just almost had an interception.
That's a really good defense.
Good Lord, it is. Okay, bro. So we don't have a second round draft pick next year, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So we got a first. I believe we got 2/3. We have a fourth. We have a fourth.
They might get another third when Tart leaves as a comp pick.
Yeah, and also you got to look at the Emmanuel Sanders commissary because he didn't re-sign with us, so we get that third back. And don't we get his third or fifth?
It says here on San Francisco, it's on draftsite.com. They have a second and not a third.
We traded our third for Trent Williams to the.
Yes, so they have a second and not a third.
So we have a first, second, no third, multiple
theoretically,
fifths.
they can take the quarterback in round 1 and the corner in round 2, and you can still get a corner with a top 45 pick, which is pretty good.
Right. Yeah. So maybe that's why they. So it makes sense, right? Maybe that's why they didn't trade Kwaski, because if he doesn't sign with us, regardless, we're going to get third back.
Exactly. So really, all you're doing is choosing where he goes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll send him to the AFC or something. Like if he stays in the NFC, like no offense to Kwaski, but like,
yeah,
what are you going to do? Intercept the ball? Kwaski, you're a nice guy. I'm sorry. That was a low blow. You're a good player.
Hey, bro. Hey, I mean, it's the same with Jimmy. It's like, man, it's damn good safety, but you can't catch COVID, brother.
In the same game, you saw Malcolm Jenkins make that beautiful catch and show the money he's made.
Yes,
Ford dropped the same ball.
Man,
sorry,
good Lord, it's like it was right in your hands, bro. It's like it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. Yeah.
But what I've heard about Jimmy and Jaquaski, which is why I think coaches like him so much, really smart. Like football junkies who love the sport and spend like all their time watching film. So I get why coaches like them. They're really into the game. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Tart goes to another team and has a really good like 2, 3, 4 years. I wouldn't be surprised. He's a good athlete.
Yeah, most definitely.
So good luck, Jaquaski. I know you're watching.
Shout out to you. Shout out to Jaquaski. Hey, dude, I really like Jamar Taylor.
Me too. He's doing great. Do you know what his quarterback rating allowed is this year?
No.
69. 2 picks.
Hey, bro.
Good player. Any
no. I thought he has 3. He had 1 in one game and he had 2 in one game, right?
But anyway,
didn't he have 2 in one game and then he had 1 in one game?
In
a separate game?
Anyway,
I swear. Yeah. Let's. Because I think he had 2 in the Pats game, and I think he had 1 in a separate game.
Does he have said that he has 2 picks, 3 pass breakups?
Okay. All right. So it might have been pass breakup. Okay.
2 quarterback hits, a sack. I mean, he's kind of putting up K1 Williams numbers.
He is. Like he's pretty good, and we seen what he did to Michael Thomas last week. Like
it also showed
gave him problems.
He's good. Yeah. But it also shows how Robert Saleh uses his players. Like he doesn't use his safeties as playmakers. He uses his nickel. He's blitzing the nickel, the linebacker. So maybe that's kind of why Jimmy and Kwaski don't put up big numbers. They're like, they're not the secret weapons that K1 and are.
Right. Yeah. Man. I love K1, but like just how good Jamar Taylor's played. Like I want K1 back, but if it came between K1 and Kyle Juszczyk, like I would have to pick Juice.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
Because you would think that Juice is going to age better. He's always healthy. K1 isn't.
Juice is just like Kendrick. They play every week.
And I don't trust ODBs. I just don't trust ODBs. It's way too physically demanding of a position. You have to be super fast. You got to be like 25 to play that position. It's hard when you get older. Yeah,
man. I mean, you got anything else, bro?
No, but I really enjoyed talking about quarterbacks with you. And I think that's a conversation we can keep having because every week these kids will play and we'll learn more about them. I mean, we still have to see more. But all I'm saying with the Niners, if you're watching, is you got to find one. You take one of these guys.
Exactly.
As long as it's not Fields, don't get picky. Don't be spending a bunch of money you don't have to spend on quarterback position because you can give these guys a defense, a run game, IU, Kittle. It's going to be easy for them.
Right.
And you give them Kyle's, like you can have them wide open receivers. Just pick one. Just pick one. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, man. And please don't have the opportunity to get one of these guys and then make it.
Yeah, don't wait till like round 3 and get someone we haven't heard of. Don't do the CJ Beathard thing again.
Don't.
First round pick. Don't do
the CJ again. Come on, man.
Other thing about Trask that's interesting, I think he would be the kind of guy who would take Kyle Shanahan's coaching. He was a backup quarterback in high school. The starter was that guy Derek King, D apostrophe. Who is that guy? He's a starter somewhere in the league, and he's in college. And he's really good. Anyway, he was a backup in high school. He was a backup in college. He's kind of like the Nick Mullins Pat. He had to wait.
He had to work. He had to really work.
Right. And how can you have a big ego if that's who you are? If you're like a backup in high school, so he might be the kind of guy who has the temperament who could survive Kyle. Because Kyle's.
Hey, you know what, bro? How many guys could say I was a backup quarterback in high school and I ended up going to University of Florida?
It's a good story. I think that was the only place that gave him an offer too. And he's like, fine, let's do it. I'm going to work my way up. And now he's a very confident, big, good player who just might win the Heisman. I mean, he's having kind of the Joe Burrow year. Every season, every game is like 3 touchdowns, no picks, 400 yards. Like, okay. In the SEC, all right, man, we'll see what you got.
He's making it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this has been a really good episode, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's going to get when people see it, man, it's going to get a lot of views, man. I appreciate you coming on, bro.
Derek King, D''ERIQ.
Derek King.
That's the dude who we was behind. I don't know where is that guy? Hold on. Derek King is the quarterback at Houston. Houston.
Oh, so
I guess Houston was just playing a little bit more under the table than Florida that year, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm kidding. Allegedly, that's not true. Don't demonetize Joe's channel. Obviously, it's a speculation.
You are stupid, bro. Yeah, man. It's it's really been a roller coaster. It's still a roller coaster, man.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to work through it, man, and hopefully see the light at the end of the tunnel. It really can't get worse than this.
It feels like there's promise next year, and you kind of just want to fast forward because even if they do make the playoffs, like what's going to happen?
We already know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
Like, yeah, it's like, what is the point of that? It's like, oh, you can, okay, like, that's the standard. Like, we want to make the playoffs, but do you really? Do you really want to make the playoffs to lose? Denise Granger, thank you. She said, amen. Do not wait. It needs to be our first pick. If they,
I agree, Denise. It's got to be round 1.
Yeah. It has to, bro. Like you can't wait. Like you have to do whatever you have to do to get one of those guys.
Hey, look, I wouldn't tank, but again, if I were Kyle Shanahan and I had 6 years left in my deal, I guess I'd feel like I could do whatever I want to do. And the next few weeks, we got to look at Kyle and determine if he's tanking because that's who it is. You got to look at him.
Hey, Jared McKinnon had.
If he starts against the Rams, they're tanking.
Period. Yeah.
And it's
I mean, did you when you see Kyle and make that statement that Jimmy's going to be our guy next year? Did you really believe him, bro?
No, it's like the fact that they asked the question. I was like, oh, you're setting him up. You know what he's going to say. He can only say one thing. What's he going to say? I don't know. Like he's under contract. You have to say, yeah, he's our quarterback. And then if he's not, it'll be like, hey, well, things came up. You know, when you asked me, I thought he would be, but we got this offer. So,
yeah,
crazy, I didn't know what the cap was going to be, so we had to cut him.
Yeah,
they want him to come back and play this year so they can boost his value and trade him. And he's not going to come back and play if they say, yeah, he's not going to be on this team next year. He's going to go protect him. So
maybe we might be trying to make the playoffs so we can get him in the playoff game. And hopefully he has a good playoff game or something.
There you go.
Build up.
There you go.
Okay, Yamin says, Dre, most overrated quarterback in the draft. Oh, we talked about that guy. I think it's Justin Fields right now.
Yeah,
and that's because he has all of the skills and traits to be a special quarterback. But as far as being NFL ready, he's not. John B, man, thank you for the contribution. John B says, Dre and Grant, Odin versus Woods. Any reason to be concerned how he runs his DBs?
Hey, Odin seems to be doing a good job this year, man. The Niners play a lot of man-to-man coverage. They just shut down Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. I got to say, Odin might be an upgrade over Joe Woods. Really?
Our DBs and the scheme has changed. It doesn't look the same. Like every single play of every single game, you know where the DBs are going to be lined up. It was getting irritating. We're seeing a lot of different looks this year, and that's what I like about Odin.
The Chiefs finally got to it.
Yeah, they did, bro.
And the Odin guy comes from Miami. I like Miami. Good defense. They play a lot of man. He knows what he's doing. That's been one of the biggest upgrades of their offseason, actually. And I thought it was a downgrade because Woods is a coordinator in his own right. Odin isn't.
Right. So. Yeah, bro. It's just like Florida. It's like so many guys, like Dalvin Cook, like bro, Kamara, like all of the dogs is like Florida, bro.
The thing about Ken Dorsey, like Miami 20 years ago was like Ohio State. They were the best team, and they would play a lot of bad teams. So the thing, like, that's the whole thing. Like, at least Trask is in the SEC fighting for his life. That's serious football.
Yeah, kind of like serious Alabama. Football. Like, you're the best team in the nation, and you're playing like Tuscaloosa. You're playing like like who are these schools?
That's why most Alabama quarterbacks haven't worked out. If Tua does, he'd be the first.
Oh,
he would be the first.
Tua,
and I haven't even watched Mac Jones yet because it's like, I don't know, man. Alabama quarterback, we'll see.
No, I just don't trust it. Now
Tua, no, I like Tua, and they're doing pretty well with him right now in Miami, so no problem.
The kid said, I thought that when they asked him about playing in the NFL, he said, I thought that it would be harder.
I like to hear that. And again, you're not going to hear someone from the Big Ten say that. You're just not. You're not going to hear that.
Amazing. Yeah, man.
All right, man.
Definitely appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Niners All Day fam. Thank you guys for coming to holler at us. It's been a long week, working a lot of long hours. It's just hard to have the energy to do a show on a work day when I'm working long hours. But this week, I have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. So
nice.
Yes.
It's going to be Niners all day for real.
Yeah, you're going to be seeing my face all day. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, say what's up to Bronze for me when you see him next time.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I appreciate you, bro, for coming on, bro.
All right, man.
Peace. And with that being said, man, we're going to take it to KB, and we're going to let KB take us on out, man. Really appreciate you guys, man. Like, subscribe. Even, I really don't care. Like, if you don't like the content, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's your right. Press the thumbs down. But, don't come on and not rate the show, right? Give me an honest opinion. Leave a comment, and if you like it. And if you don't, dislike, right? And when you leave comments, just try to be, somewhat respectful, because anybody knows Trey gonna snap back too. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I'll at you guys later. Peace out.
This is Kendrick Bourne from the San Francisco 49ers. You're watching the Niners All Day Show. What up, Bronze? What up, Dre? Let's get it, man. Yee!